for our fifth TiECon, right? Fifth TiECon, which was started by, way back. So we would take this opportunity to welcome all of you for this TiECon 2016. Enjoy the next 2 days. I'm sure there's a lot of things in store for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for the warm welcome extended. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to invite President of TiECon Kerala and Director, Accounts and Business Development, Ernst & Young LLC, Mr. Rajesh Nair, to kindly give the presidential address. Let's invite him.
Distinguished guests on the dais, off the dais, dear friends of TiECon Kerala, and a lot of delegates over here. Happy to see a lot of you turning in early today as well. This is our 5th edition, and we've been through that journey of right from showcasing entrepreneurship to sharing the joy of entrepreneurship to talking about entrepreneurship from the lens of disruption. So we've gone through that introductory phase of entrepreneurship in the various last few conferences. And today we want to sit down and tackle some more serious issues about how do we create a great entrepreneurial ecosystem in Kerala. And I think the stage is set. We had the right kind of momentum coming up from various entrepreneurs in the state. We have this entire cloud of new entrepreneurs who've just come and who are just raining everywhere, and it's perhaps the right time ever. Or if I look at the business landscape in Kerala, perhaps it's the best time for any new venture in the state, and we'll be keen to understand what 100 speakers from various forums of life, from different parts of the world, talk about in terms of what do they want to see as a great entrepreneurial ecosystem. Like every year, what we have tried is we have tried to piece out the various important sectors from a Kerala standpoint. We have tried to piece out speakers who will have a clear opinion on what we should be doing in terms of taking Kerala to the next level in terms of fostering entrepreneurship. And we're also happy that one of the key things that we want to do in this conference this year is to launch a Kerala Angel Network. It will be the first of its kind where the charter members of TiECon will be part of this network, and we want to initially look at all small ventures in Kerala and see how we can bridge that small gap of seeding and get them into the next level of funding as well. I must also confess that again, I'm sure there will be a lot more such networks which will come and play an active role in Kerala. We have, like every year, it's a multi-track event. There is a certain amount of planning, and Ajit will explain how we have pieced out, how we have slotted this entire conference this year, and what is it that you can expect. How should you plan your next 2 days, because there are a lot of things happening parallelly, and it will be interesting if you sit and think of which sessions to attend and who to meet, who to network with. There is a startup pavilion which we started last year, and we are having this again this year. And the startup pavilion will have a slight more variety. Another new thing that we want to do in this conference is there is a certain element of art and culture that we require for fostering entrepreneurship. And we will also be showcasing 2 NGOs who are doing extremely great work. One is Bodhini, which works in the area of child abuse, and they will speak in the evening and launch one of their videos. And then the Kerala History Museum, which is there in Kochi, which unfortunately is not as well visited as what it should be. And we are hoping that TiECon will at some level adopt and help that institute or help that museum to reach its right kind of flourish. So that's also so. I have a lot of, in fact, we have a Facebook group called the Porters Kids, and I interacted with Mr. Paul Anthony several times during his stint at the Cochin Porters, and it's very interesting interacting with him and getting his views. The other person who's mentioned is Ravi. I and my wife, we began our careers as engineers at Tata Motors, and Ravi had just come in from Cummins Worldwide and taken up the Tata Cummins joint venture, and he was heading it in Jamshedpur. During our days when we were just beginning our careers, Ravi was the rock star that we used to look up to, and we've been following his writings, and we've been seeing him on and off several times, and it's a rare honor to sit right next to him today. And very recently, his book, we read it together, I and my wife, and we keep following him on the LinkedIn as well. So thanks a lot, Ravi, for being here. And Ravi's actually made an effort, and probably I've kind of pestered him a little more than usual to be here, and we're really happy that he's here. I thank all the delegates who spared time and come, and as every year we assure you that it's a very interesting set of things that you will get to see and experience. Feel free to network. We have forums where you can network. There is a slight more variation in some of the programs than you would see earlier. There is also the awards coming up later in the evening. At the outset, I again thank all of you who've come here and spared time, and wishing you all a wonderful 2 days coming forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our President, Mr. Rajesh Nair, for that insightful address. Ladies and gentlemen, moving to the inauguration. Ladies and gentlemen, our chief guest in the inaugural session, Mr. Paul Anthony IAS, is currently the Additional Chief Secretary, Industries and Power Department, Government of Kerala. He belongs to 1983 batch IAS of the Kerala cadre. He was holding the post of Principal Secretary Power, Kerala Government, prior to joining as the Chairman, Cochin Port Trust. During 2000-2005, he was Development Commissioner of Cochin Special Economic Zone, and in this capacity, he was his trustee of Cochin Port Trust Board. He has also held offices of Principal Secretary, SC and ST Development Department, Commissioner Commercial Taxes, Managing Director, Kerala State Civil Supplies Corporation, Collector in Kollam and Alappuzha District, and Director of Industries and Commerce Department in the Kerala Government. He is a postgraduate in Economics from Delhi School of Economics and has a Masters in Public Economic Management from Birmingham University, UK. Ladies and gentlemen, now please join me to invite our chief guest, Mr. Paul Anthony IAS, to kindly light the lamp, followed by his inaugural address. Let's invite him to light the lamp and thereby inaugurate TiECon Kerala 2016. May I request that prayer? May I invite our chief guest, our guest of honor and other dignitaries to light the lamp and thereby inaugurate TiECon Kerala 2016. Edition of TiECon Kerala 2016 is officially inaugurated. Thank you very much, our chief guest.
Mr. Rajesh Nair, President of the session, Mr. Ravi, Mr. Mupan, Mr. Kumar, delegates to this conference, and friends. It gives me great pleasure. I feel truly privileged to be standing here before you. So let me offer my thanks to the organizers for having me here today. In several of these WhatsApp forwards that one exchanges these days, you see these things about this guy who says, yeah, government hospital horrible, private hospital is better. Government school horrible, private school is better. Government job, yes, that's the sort of thing. And here is a time, where the private, the people who dare to go out and sort of do their own thing, they are being honored, they're being given an ecosystem to work from, and this, I guess, is what the future of the country demands, the future of the state demands. And we in the government of Kerala are committed to fostering this ecosystem. As you know, the government in Kerala, it's early days for us. The new government has been in power just for a few months. We are in the process of coming out with our version of the industrial policy. And it should be with you in 1 or 2 months' time. But more importantly, there is this other thing that we're working on, and that is the ease of doing business. We are, working on this, World Bank initiative, which has ranked states according to the ease of doing business. And of course, we were 18th when we started out. We've added on marks, of course, but then the other states have done better than us. So now, although our marks have improved, we've gone to the 20th rank. We started out with 18. But hopefully, we will be able to reverse this. But I just wanted to assure you that when we are done, and we hope to be done fairly fast, we are sure that we will be able to offer you a system within which you can, work, you can start your business, with much less hassles that you are faced with today. I guess, it is at the starting time that we are most vulnerable because we're not established at that time. We've got 100 agencies to run to. So, and to attend to. So that is a time, I guess, we are most vulnerable, and perhaps we may not even know what are the sort of issues, what are the, touch points that we need to be sensitive about. So this is something that we are, sort of giving a lot of time and effort. Previous efforts in government of Kerala to simplify the systems, the clearances for starting businesses, unfortunately have not been very successful. I guess this is largely in part due to the coalition system of government that we have in Kerala, where, you have numerous parties making up a coalition. The departments and the ministries are then, sort of carved up among the ministries. And then, none of the ministers would like to, sort of shed any power of any of his departments. This time around, I'm not going to explain the reasons, but this time around, I think, we are on firmer ground. So this time, when we are, we will declare to you, hopefully in about a month's time or two, that we are done, this time around, I think we're going to have a more robust system. The way we are working it out, we will be, sort of going in for legislative amendments. That is, we will have an omnibus legislation, which would then, sort of take care of the nuances of the amendments to individual acts and statutes. We will also come out with a common application form, and most importantly, we will, then put all of this online. There will be an online portal. This will be at the state level, it will be attended to by KSIDC. At the district level, we will have designated officers of the industry center in each of the districts to, sort of attend to this. But starting an industry is only one part of it. Running the industry, running the venture, and then ensuring that you're not falling afoul of tax systems and things of that sort. That is also, I think, a very important concern. So what we are thinking and actively deliberating upon is to have a standing committee under the chairmanship of the chief secretary, that is senior secretaries with the chief secretary, who would then look into issues of units. Individual units, be it it could be taxes, it could be sort of disputes with various agencies, departments, etc. Because in a sense, we realize that the best ambassadors for any industrial stature of the state has to be the existing industrialists. If we strengthen them, if we increase their confidence, we are sure that they will spread the word around. And that, in our view, would be, much better then sort of bringing out advertisements in any number of magazines, holding any number of shows, because unless we keep our existing people happy and sort of prove to them that we are giving them reasonable consideration. I'm not saying that every tier would be dropped, would be wiped off. I'm not saying that, but at least an effort, if an effort is made to ensure that their genuine grievances are being addressed, there is a system to do that. You do not have to it should not be person specific. If we have a systemic systems to take care of that, I'm sure we will have an ecosystem which would then sort of say, yes, government jobs are okay, but then it's even better to have our own thing going. After all, you don't have to then report to any minister or to any senior officer or to anyone else in the bureaucracy to sort of get your things going. We are also mindful of the fact that we have a lot of assets. Now, so we would like to take your example. Here you are, the senior industrialists, the senior people who've done well in industry. They are now sort of taking time off to sort of give a little back to the society, to the youngsters, so that they are mentored. Maybe angel funding happens and that sort of stuff is there. We see a similar opportunity in all the educational institutions that there are in the state. A lot of work has already been done, perhaps not enough, but yes, beginnings have been made. I'm talking of entrepreneur development clubs. I'm talking of efforts to foster industry institution linkages. We would like to take this forward in more concrete ways. Yesterday, in one of the interactions, one of the items that was thrown to us was, yes, there is this college, they're good in this particular thing, they have a lab there, they have experts there, but then you do not, government does not have a system which sort of prescribes fees or even gives permissive sanction for those facilities to be used, or for those over there, those experts working over there to attend to industry. So we would like to sort of look into these aspects. We would help, it would help if these aspects are also flagged to us, so that we could then go back to the concerned departments and get orders issued, so that all these institutions are then able to sort of get their experts, give permit usage of their labs, permit usage of their testing facilities for industries, for small units within their vicinity to come and use their facilities. There are other things that I'm sure that we should be doing, and I sort of welcome organizations like the TiE if they are able to flag these issues for us. And as we go along, I'm sure that we will be able to deliberate, we'll be able to sort of consider, we would be able to sort of work along with you, and then in a consultative fashion, we would be able to sort of address the sort of issues that are then brought up, and we would be able to then sort of have a better ecosystem to foster the entire entrepreneurial culture. One thing I thought I will take of our ease of doing business and tell you, that is regarding the local body license. I'm told that getting the license in the first instance itself is pretty bad. It's very cumbersome, and then moreover, even when you get it, you realize it's only for a year. This time around, we are considering how to extend it, whether we can extend it for 5 years at a time, so that each time you get it, you get being given it for 5 years at a time. That's one. Of course, it will have a proviso that in case any issues, any violation of the conditions, etc., are noticed, they would then go through a due process and cancel the license. That would be one. Second, area that we are trying to sort of spread the effort out is to is to use accredited architects and chartered engineers to vet the plans, tell us that they are as per the statute, no deviations, etc., so on and so forth. But it's got to work on a system of mutual and sustainable trust. So in case, these guys are giving us any false certificates, and in case we detect, that some of these certification is wrong, bad, etc., we would then get into a system of blacklisting these guys and ensuring that they don't, get to do any more business with any more of our local bodies. Third thing that we would like to do is, do more of industrial land acquisitions, because the way Kerala is, spaced out, it is becoming more and more difficult to work for, industrial units in, in environments which are, full of residential structures. So we are doing a lot more of land acquisition. We are, in the process of, developing a lot more of dedicated infrastructure. There, of course, we would, make it easier for units to sort of come and set themselves up. We would, give them the necessary infrastructure over there, and then, hopefully, you would not have too many issues then with, residentials or neighbors who come and say, these creating a nuisance, that particular running of the unit is creating a nuisance, etc., so on and so forth. So better infrastructure, better linkages with the, with key components of the, ecosystem, such as, educational institutions. I guess, even, this linkages with the educational institutions, that would also be mutually beneficial, because not only would they be a cheap source of, support to our running industries, in turn, what is being taught in the educational institutions, I guess, would become more relevant and more, oriented to what is happening in industry, and I guess, syllabi over a period of time would then get, adjusted to what is required for the running of industries and, ventures and things of that sort. So we are working on a number of, areas. I'm not setting a time limit, I guess, by January 2017, I think. Don't ask me whether it's going to be 1st of January or 31st of January, but by January 2017, I'm sure we will have most of the stuff running and in concrete terms. And till then, keep the flag flying. If there are issues, do raise them, do flag them. We will, see how is it that we can, help you out. And we, definitely look to, TiE and, other institutions of this sort for their, suggestions, so that these, the entrepreneurial culture, grows in the state. Thank you once again for giving me this opportunity to be here. With your permission, I declare this inaugurated. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our Chief Guest, Sri Paul Anthony IAS, for inaugurating the session, as well as for your highly enlightening inaugural address. Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor, Sri Ravi Venkatesan, is the chairman of Bank of Baroda and founder chairman, Social Venture Partners and other. And ladies and gentlemen, as you know, he is our keynote speaker for the coming session. So please now join me in welcoming Sri Ravi Venkatesan to give the presentation. Let's invite him.
Mr. Paul Anthony, all my distinguished colleagues and friends from TiE and delegates, good morning. It's a great pleasure and a great honor for me to be here with all of you. And I must acknowledge the tireless, relentless efforts of my friend Rajesh in persuading me to come here. Kochi is actually one of my favorite cities. I used to come here extremely regularly in my stints at both Cummins and Microsoft. Kerala was actually a big challenge for Microsoft. It was a very open source friendly state, and we took that as a good challenge, saying if we can succeed here, we'll succeed everywhere else. So I made many repeated visits under different chief ministers, and grew extremely fond of the state. It's fantastic to see such proactive statements from the additional chief secretary. It says Kerala is truly open for business, and it's also been wonderful to see the mushrooming of entrepreneurship in the state. It's still early, but it's been just wonderful to watch. I'm delighted to be here. I don't want to take up more time because I have a full keynote ahead of me, and so even I don't want to over-stress my welcome here. But delighted to be here and look forward to sharing a few thoughts with you on Tuesday. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on. Now may I request Mr. Ajit Moopen, Vice President, TiE Kerala and Managing Director, Woodhouse Limited, for vote of thanks as well as to talk about TiECon Kerala. Let's invite him.
Morning, friends. Let me start my honorable duty by thanking the great speakers we are here. Sri Paul Anthony, he assured us of the measures being taken for making a favorable environment of enabling business in Kerala. Set up measures such as setting up online portals, standing committee, again, ease of business for existing entrepreneurs. There I could not agree with you more, sir. When we were conducting gyms and such activities, I used to express dissent that the existing entrepreneurs should be the brand ambassador for the state. Thank you, you have validated the same expression. And also other measures such as local body license with longer tenure, accredited engineers approving these schemes, and industrial land acquisitions, and so forth. And very strange indeed, he has also announced a timeline of January 17th, sir. So that's tremendous, sir. I thank you on behalf of TiE Kerala and all those present here for taking time off and coming here and gracing the occasion. Sri Ravi Venkatesh, after 3 years of long chasing, he's here finally. Thank you, sir, for gracing the presence, and we have yet to hear from you for the keynote address. You're the same, I thank you for your participation. And it's my duty to propose a vote of thanks for all the sponsors, especially the presenting sponsor, Federal Bank, and all the other gold sponsors and session sponsors. Thank you very much indeed for your continued support. We could have a round of applause to thank you all. And I also acknowledge the presence of members of press and thank you for coming here and giving us a lot of coverage for the event and turning up in good numbers. Again, it's my duty to thank all the delegates and all the speakers who are here, first of all the speakers who are coming here and, sharing your wisdom and knowledge and experience with us, and will make this conference a very, very fruitful event. And I thank all the CMs who are here, especially you who turned up on time and in numbers, and all the delegates. And I wish that you have a very, very fruitful time indeed ahead. Now, I will also take a minute to walk you through the program content. So what we have lined up here is entrepreneurship buffet of sorts. So you can pick and choose. We have multiple tracks going on. I'll just walk you through. The day one program, this is the inaugural session, which is culminating at 10:30. The first day, that is today, first half, we have a common session. And the second day, second half is also a common session. In between, we have various multiple tracks. So I'm going to walk you through the next session, which is coming in from 10:30 to 11, again in the same hall, Oman Hall, is keynote addressal by Sri Ravi Venkatesh. From 11:30 to 12, we have Consul General of Canada and Consul General of United States, the representing officers. We have a panel discussion. From 12 to 12:30 is again a fireside chat with a very successful entrepreneur, Ms. Kavita Iyer, Rodriguez. 12:30 to 1:30, we have the startup to stand-up stories. Again, from a panel of new startups. And with that, we have a lunch break from 1:30 to 2:15. And then we move on to multi-track sessions. In track 1, Oman Hall, if you see on the left side, we have a life sciences session, 2:15 to 3:45. The next one, track 2, in Naida Hall, parallelly, we have a session of agriculture. Track 3, in Manappuram Hall, same timing, 2:15 to 3:45. We have Internet of Things going on. In track 4 is in CSM Hall ground floor. We have Startup Pavilion going on. In track 5 we have in Manappuram Hall the mentoring sessions going on. And in track 5, the last one, you have Pitch Fest happening, the same time slot, 2:15 to 3:45. Now, the next time slot, 3:45 to 5:15. Again, in Oman Hall, you have Growth Accelerators session. In track 2, Naina Hall, 3:45 to 5:15, we have Tourism and Hospitality. And the other sessions carry on in the Startup Pavilion, mentoring sessions, and Pitch Fest. And then we reach the end of that session. We have a tea break from 5:15 to 5:30. And then 5:30 to 6:10. We have again a common session here in the main hall, Oman Hall. We have a keynote addressal by Dr. Veluman, founder of TiECon Technologies. 6:10 to 6:30, we have talks by 2 NGOs, which was touched upon by my colleague, President Rajesh. And 6:30 to 7, we have the award ceremony, again in the main hall. Now, after that, the award function is followed by networking gala dinner. We move on to day 2, which is 19 November. We start at 9:30 with keynote address by Mr. Lakshmi Narayan, Vice Chairman Cognizant. 10 to 10:45, we have the subject of session of Kerala, the changing scenario and startup opportunities. This is presented by, mainly headed by Mr. G. Unikrishnan of KSIDC and all chaired by C. Balagopal, our charter member. And also participated by Dr. Jaishankar Prasad, CEO Kerala Startup Mission. Now, at the end of the common session in Oman Hall, 11:30 to 12, we have again multiple tracks going on. In fact, 11 to 1, 11 to 12 and 12 to 1. So in the first track, in 11 to 1, we have IT track, Future of IT Entrepreneurship. Track 2 in Naina Hall, number 2 column, guidance on how to be an angel investor. Track 3, we have on social entrepreneurship and Manappuram Hall. Again, we have Startup Pavilion, mentoring sessions, and Pitch Fest going on parallelly. Moving on, 1 to 1:45, we have again assembling back here for
comment session here, which is, we have a keynote addressal by Mr. Ashok Suta, Executive Chairman and Co-founder, Happiest Mind Technologies. He was formerly with Mind, he's a co-founder of Mindtree. 1 to 1:45 is lunch break. Again, 2:30 the afternoon session starts. By the way, let me also tell you, all the delegates, in your kit, you have this complete program schedule. I'm just walking you through for more clarity. 2:30 to 3, in Oman Hall, comment session is a success story by a very celebrated young entrepreneur, Baiju Rabindran, founder and CEO of Baiju's. 3 to 3:30, we have the ID Fresh story by Mr. Mustafa PC of Fresh Foods India Private Limited, Bangalore. Again, a comment session, 3:30 to 4, we have one on good design by Speaker Hari Naik. And then 4 to 4:30, we have the launch of Kerala Angel Network. 4:30 to 5:15, comment session, Oman Hall is a valedictory function, 4:30 to 5:15. There we come to the end of the program. So we have, what I would like to tell you is we have like a buffet of various things going on. You can pick and choose, you can prioritize, and this is some of the things which you can watch out for. Go through the entire schedule, figure out the sessions, what you want to attend, identify the speakers you want to hear, focus on sectors you want to hear, and plan your networking, which is one of the most important takeaway from this event. Exchange cards and take notes. That's what our president always says. And I think I'll be failing in my duty if I don't propose a vote of thanks for both my colleagues, the President Rajesh Nair and Senior Vice President MSA Kumar. And I would conclude my words here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ajit Moopen, for setting the contest and for giving the vote of thanks. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, all our dignitaries, our chief guest, Mr. Paul Anthony IAS. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Sri Ravi Venkateshan, our guest of honor, and also thank you very much, all our other dignitaries on the dais. With that, we are coming to the end of the inaugural session of TiECon Kerala 2016. Thank you very much, all our dignitaries. And thank you all for joining us. And we are, ladies and gentlemen, but we have to stay back because we are immediately moving forward with our next session, that is keynote address by Sri Ravi Venkateshan. But before that, we need a few minutes for rearranging the stage. So kindly stay back, all of you, and may I beg your patience for a few minutes. Thank you very much.